Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a page on the Houston Northwest Bar Association website where our members can sign up to volunteer for events like legal clinics. First thing you want to do is go to HNBA.org and sign in. And once you're signed in, that'll give you access to the WordPress content management system, and you'll be able to create a new page. Don't create a new page just yet, just make sure you're signed in to the HNBA.org website. The second thing you're going to need to log into is the Houston Northwest Bar Association's Gmail account. Once you're signed into the Gmail account, go up to the icon with 9 squares here at the top right corner, click that and come down to the Drive icon and open up Google Drive for the Houston Northwest Bar Association's Gmail account, and come over to the left side here under the Google logo where there's a blue button that says New. Click that button and cursor down over cursor down over the More option, Google Forms, blank form. So this is going to allow you to set up a blank Google form, and Google Forms are pretty versatile as far as what you can create them for. We're just going to do a quick example here for volunteer sign up, and add a description. Submit your name and phone number to volunteer for X event. Okay, so normally this would be like a survey, but we don't need a survey. We just need the person's name and a short answer, and then over here you see this plus icon next to that question that allows you to add another question and a phone number, or let's do email address because we want to be able to send email reminders and announcements to the people who sign up to volunteer. So we'll change the description to name, email address, and phone number, and then we'll add one more question for the phone number, and it'll be a short answer. Google Forms has gotten pretty sophisticated in predicting what kind of what type of question you're asking based entirely on the description of the field. So when you type in name, it knows you're going to need a short answer. If you want to add another option, say dates available, it automatically knows that you're going to want a checkbox there. And so for checkbox, you can have date X, add another option. Well, that was to add an other option so that the person filling out the form can put in a date that, or another option that they want to type in themselves. We don't want to have a date they can put in themselves because we're limited to what dates are available for volunteers. So we'll just put date X, date Y, and date Z, and we'll say that that's good. We also want all of these required. That's another thing. There's this little slider button here to make sure that we get all the information we need. We definitely need their name to know who they are. We definitely need their email address, and we'll go ahead and say that we need their phone number because if you're at the event and they're not there, you want to call and see if they're coming, and then of course the dates they're available. So we'll make all of those required, and when you make them required, there's a little red asterisk that comes up next to the description or the label for that field, and then when they're filling out the form, they won't be able to submit it until they've provided information for each of the questions. So let's say that's all we need for our form. We'll want to give, let's see, it automatically fills in the title of the form up here in the left hand with the title we typed in here. We can enter a preview mode by clicking that little eyeball symbol, and that'll show us what it looks like if we just send this Google form link to people to come directly to the Google form website. What I like to do is click send, and you see these little carets, these open and close carets, and you want to embed HTML. And what this allows you to do is to copy this bit of code. You don't have to understand what the code means, just copy it, and then come over here to the HNBA.org website and add a new page where you can create a page specifically on the HNBA.org website for the form. So instead of sending people to sign up and volunteer to Google's website, like you see here, they'll come to the HNBA.org website. The first thing I like to do before I forget is over here on page layout on the right hand sidebar. There are different ways you can set up each individual page on the website. For this, we want a full width. We don't want any sidebars in the actual page that the visitors see when they get there. So we're going to enter a title here. We'll put the title as Legal Clinic Volunteer Sign Up. And then all we have to do is click down into this text area where the main content of the page goes and paste that code in there. And once we've pasted that code in there, we can save it as a draft. Over here on the right hand side in the box that says publish, save it as a draft, and then I like to, on the preview button, right click and open a preview in a new tab. So open up the preview in a new tab, and that's basically what it would look like. Now, there are a few tweaks that I would like to make. The box is a little small, which would be useful for people using a mobile device, but the way that this HNBA.org website is set up is it can be responsive, meaning if you're on a computer, the screen will be big and the page will be big. If you're on a mobile device, the screen will be small and the page will be small. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to adjust some of these settings. Instead of a width of 760 pixels, let's do a width of 900 pixels. And let's do a height, and I'm just kind of estimating here. I think that needs to be at least 3 times as high. So instead of 500, we'll do 1500, because they'll still be able to scroll down in the page itself instead of having to scroll down inside that little box there. So we'll do 900 by 1500 and copy that code again, go back into here, paste that code again, and save that draft again, and then refresh this preview page, and there we go. We got a full page. Yeah, that does look a little long, but instead of fiddling with it, I think we'll just go with that. What I might do is in the edit page, I'll go in here, add a few line breaks before the code you got from the Google Forms, and put in a brief description of the event. Okay, we'll save that as a draft. And if you want to change the way that this form looks, there's a little color palette icon here that you can go up and pick a color and go with more of a brown, which is more consistent with the color scheme of the HNBA's website, and refresh that, and it comes up brown. So there are definitely some pros and cons doing it this way. The biggest advantage, I think, is the results. So when you are here either in the Google Drive or on the page, the Google page for editing the form itself, you can look at the responses. There's that option there. Right now we don't have any responses. Once responses start appearing, there will be another Google document in the Google Drive, like you see here from this past survey, that will populate an Excel file with the responses. And so that's one of the reasons why I like to do it this way. I may do a tutorial on doing one of the built-in forms plugins for the HNBA.org website, but for now I think the Google Doc version is the Google Form version is the easiest to use and is easy to integrate into the HNBA website just by copying and pasting that little bit of code. So I'm probably going to go in and make some few adjustments so this can be used specifically for legal clinics we have coming up, but this is just a tutorial to show you how to create a Google Doc and integrate the Google Form from the Google website to the HNBA website, because we'd much rather have traffic coming to the HNBA.org website than we would having it go just to the Google Form or the Google website. Because if people come, if users, if members, guests, whomever come to this Google website, it doesn't necessarily say what they're signing up for, what organization is sponsoring the form, so on and so forth. If they come to our website, they know this is the HNBA.org website and that we are the ones with their information, and we're not going to abuse their information. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help.